Just imagine if you had $1,000 before the pandemic, that would have been equal to 360,000 naira. Right now, your $1,000 is about 670,000 naira. That's what your money that you have kept aside as savings amounted to in the past 2 years. Hola, welcome back to my channel. My name is Adeze, and in this week's video, we're going to be talking about money. If you're new here, every week I put out content on personal development, self-improvement, just anything that can help increase or improve the quality of our lives. If you like these types of content, I'm sure you do, okay, so just hit the subscribe button so that we can always catch up every week. Professor Adeze, that's me, would be educating you on money. Okay, I'm going to be sharing with you just 3 steps, okay, that I've learned in the past plenty years that has helped me improve my money consciousness, my money habits, my money relationship. Okay, so I'm just going to put you on that level and even higher if you like, just so that you can be jotting things down while I'm talking. Okay, just get your pen and paper and write these 3 things. The first one you're going to write down is make money. The second one you're going to write is manage money. The third one you're going to write is multiply money. Okay, so I'm going to be breaking it down without the financial jargons so that you can understand it and start implementing it immediately. Okay, let's go. The first thing I want you to know about making money is that you have to start with the end goal in mind. You know, don't worry, trust me, it won't be jargons. The end goal will be how much would I be spending every month that would make me very, very comfortable. I'm not talking about how much will you be making. I'm talking about how much will you be spending for internet, for other bills, for transportation, feeding, fun, just everything. All the bills, all the groceries, everything that you do makes your whole typical month complete. For some people, that figure would be 100,000 naira to spend, while some people that would be 300, 500, you know. If you're spending 1 million naira every month, I need to end this video right now and then you come and take over, because that's something. Whatever the figure is for you, now we're now going to work backwards with it, and we're going to be dividing this working backwards into 2 different categories of people, so that we're not forcing an idea down the throat of someone whose strengths do not lie in that space. We're going to be talking about the 9 to 5 and the entrepreneurs. So as a career person that has a 9 to 5 job, or a business person, we're going to now see how to build that income stream for you. If we talk about making money without a goal, we'll just be chasing money without the idea that at some point we want to feel secured financially. So if you have a job that currently earns you lower than how much would make you very, very comfortable every month, it means that you need to start looking for other ways to top up to that in the career space. And then if you are a business person, you know that you have to start looking for better ways to sell your products, market your skills, start a new product line if you need to. You know, I have so many ideas under the business category, but I don't want to leave some people behind. And if need be, start up a new business line, or even go about reviewing the idea altogether. What that means is when you get business ideas that would pay you 50,000, 20,000, 10,000, just anything less than what you would need to be comfortable, you are already sure that this isn't worth your time. For example, if you were to go into selling pure water, okay, the sachet water, the profit for every sachet is 10 naira, and you know that even if you sell 1,000, it will not be enough for you. Then you know that, okay, this business idea cannot serve me for the standard of living that I'm looking for. It helps you sieve out opportunities as they come, and you're more comfortable rejecting some because they do not have the potential. So the key word is potential. You know that, okay, the profit margin on these types of products do not have the potential to pay me a salary of 500,000 naira. So you're going to have that in mind before choosing your next side also, or adding to the ones that you currently have, even in the same line of business that you're doing. Another thing that can help really for a business person is trying to pioneer, product lines within your business range. I'm going to have a more technical business conversation in the future. Let me just pause that for now. But the key is know when to reject some projects and know when to take on some projects, because they serve you in the long run of making money. So if I'm going to talk to the career people in the house, what I'll be saying is that you have to know the limit of what your current job is giving you. One of them might be a less flexible working hours. So it means that you have to start looking for opportunities that pay you enough for the same hours that is spent at that same work. So the second thing you might consider doing is picking up some soft skills that you can sell at flexible time frame. If you go on Fiverr, for example, you can offer skills that people are willing to pay for in dollars, and which is a really good thing. Not just Fiverr, there are also other platforms like that you can sell your skills and people are willing to pay for them. But the thing is, this time you don't have a covering of a job or a colleague or something. You have to be really good at that skill for you to start demanding for more money for the same projects that you do. It might be copywriting, it might be accounting, it might be anything that you're good at and people are willing to pay for. So the first thing you need to do is just probably download the app Fiverr or any of the skills app that you know, and check out what is being offered and see what you're good at as it relates to your career already, and then see how to monetize it in your spare time, which is absolutely great. The second thing that I want to talk about would be leverage under making money. As a career person, you have to know that there are some skills that are called high income skills, and these sets of skills are in higher demand and the compensation is a lot more than other skills. For example, selling as a skill is high income skill, because if you become a professional salesperson at a probably fast-moving consumer goods, you can take that same skills and sell a tech product. The pioneering still applies to you. If sales as a career is not for you, you can look for other skills, that you can monetize. That's just the concept. There are platforms that you're paid for proofreading people's work. There are platforms that you're paid for translating people's work, editing people's work, even editing YouTube videos. There are people who pay for videos from $10 to the maximum. People are paying people to do this work because they are not available or they don't have the time to do that for themselves. So there are so many things that you can do alongside your career if you're trying to build your income and you feel that upping from the job that you're in to another might be too complicated. You can just add these ones on. They do not require you to be business savvy, they just require your skills. Another thing you can do is drop shipping. There are so many platforms that can allow you take their products and you do your advertisements and then they ship out for you if you have customers. Your job is just promoting the product, and if people want them, they do the shipping on your behalf and you just take the profits. There are also affiliate marketing as well. A lot of YouTubers do it, where they recommend products and the links are in the description, and then for every time you buy, the platform just pays them a commission of sales. There are just so many things you can do. You do not necessarily need to, start a business as a career person for you to say that you're building a side hustle. We have to also respect that it's not everybody who has the capacity to keep running a business or to start one or even enjoys the process. So don't push that into people's throat as the next way to go. The second one is managing money. I'm sure you already wrote that down. Managing money is very interesting because some people feel that managing money is more important than making the money. Let me help you understand this. If someone who makes 100,000 naira every month is saving 50% of their money every month and is not choosing to make more money, they will keep saving 50,000 every month. But at the end of the day, they are living really tight. How about you try to increase your income potential or capacity to maybe 250 to maybe 300,000 naira, so that by the time you are saving 50%, the 50% is 150,000 naira, and you have another 150,000 naira to splurge. The idea of managing money has been given so much importance that people are forgetting that you have to make more first, so that by the time you're managing a certain percentage, it is not a stretch, it is not too much, it's not shrinking you. You know that thing where they say somebody's tithe in the church is somebody's salary? You have to be the person who is aiming to make that type of money that someone else is tithing. I'm not forcing any figure down your throat, but just get the point. Stop managing. Try to make more, so that by the time you're managing a certain percent, 10, 20, 50% every month for different purposes, it's not making life difficult for you. Now let's break down the percentages. The percentages definitely depend on your income, but it's always advisable that you have an emergency fund that can take you up to 6 months in case you are stranded. So it might take you 3-4 months to gather that money, but you know that, okay, this money is here and it's not for me to touch anytime soon. And it just gives a certain level of peace of mind that you have this money and it is yours. Why do you think that you should not start calculating your net worth? Why do you think it's for the wealthy people, it's for the people on the magazine? I mean, if your net worth is the price of your car and the money that you have in a savings account, that's something. I would advise that your emergency fund is not saved in naira, because the naira is seriously depreciating, so you save it in a stronger currency than your local currency. It's very easy now to open a dollar account and you can start putting aside figures then. Just imagine if you had $1,000 before the pandemic, that would have been equal to 360,000 naira. Right now, your $1,000 is about 670,000 naira. That's what your money that you have kept aside as savings amounted to in the past 2 years, apart from your emergency funds. You should also have money that you're saving to invest. The money that you save is supposed to work for you, so that by the time you're not able to physically work, you can rely on that money to sustain yourself. That means when you're getting old. Of course, most people have their pensions accounts, but you can't rely on just that, especially for the standard of living that you might have built for yourself over the years. Sometimes people save money so that they can spend it. That's not savings. You should save money for a project or a vacation or a new designer bag or anything at all, but don't mistake that money you're saving for the money that you are saving for investment. So if you have like 4 accounts and you are actively using just one local account, one naira account, you're saving the remaining in different accounts. Okay, maybe your first bank account is for your travels, you have another account for Dirty December, you have another account for, just different things. But just knowing that the money that you're saving to invest, even if it's 5,000 naira every month, is still a lot better than nothing. But don't forget what I said earlier. You have to increase your means gradually, so that the money you're putting aside for these different buckets are reasonable. 10% of Dangote's money is somebody's dream life. Okay, so your 10% will start to look a lot more reasonable when you make more money. So be open to making more money. I was trying to make this video as short as possible, but it looks like I explained too much. The third point is multiplying money. Multiplying money is typically your investments that is giving you returns every month, every year, every week, or whatever. Typically, people go for the easiest ones, like the government bonds and the stock market. So if you have interest in government bonds, you can always look it up, or just search for stockbroking firms online and then send them a message, I'm sure on their Instagram page, and they will be glad to run you through, because you can start with very little from what I have been told. So now I want to take things a step higher for you. I want you to recognize that the inflation varies country to country. If someone in US is getting 10% on their investment every year, their money is making them a lot more money than you that is getting 10% on your money. Let me explain why. The first thing to do when you get an investment opportunity is to check the return on investment on that opportunity versus the inflation in your country. Currently, Nigeria is doing about 17% as our inflation rate. So if you're investing in any opportunity that is giving you anything less than 17%, it means that you just did a savings plan. Your money wasn't able to grow faster than the inflation in your country, whereas in another person's country that the inflation rate in their country is 7%, case in point the US, and the return on investment they are getting is 10%, their money has done 3% faster than the inflation rate. So you have to be looking out for opportunities that are higher than your inflation rate in your country. So I'll just be dropping these few points for you to note when going for any investment. You have to know that no matter how high or low the investment returns are, investments are generally risky, and typically the higher the interest, the more the risk, but risk is risk regardless. So investments are not gambling. Warren Buffett would say he has just two laws when it comes to investment. The first one is do not lose your money. The second one is do not forget the first one. Okay, so you have to consider that investments are very risky and you have to be really careful with what you invest in. The second is you cannot invest in opportunities that you do not understand, because if you have a downturn of events, you understand what you got yourself into and you understand the mistakes that you made and how you cannot make those same mistakes in the future. Another amazing point here is you cannot afford to invest with money you are not willing to lose. Yes, it looks contradictory, but you have to know this. If you invest in a business idea or a company or in stocks or what have you, and that money goes down the drain, the company you invested in never went publicly traded, just different scenarios, and you lost that money. If you're going to shed tears for 3 weeks, 3 months down the line, it means that you cannot afford to lose that money. So don't go excited about investing because of the reward and forget that you cannot afford to lose that money. It means that if you have 500k, for example, to invest, you're only going to put 50k in this plan and 50k in that plan, and on and on and on, so that if you lose one of your 50k's, you're like, oh well, I still have 450,000 naira that still has the capacity to grow to XYZ. Okay, that's just the way to look at it. So Professor Adese is done with a class on financial education 101. If you like this video, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up so that YouTube can recommend this video to other people and I can get more views and this channel will grow happily ever after. If you also want me to share some of the investments that I've been doing in the past 3-4 years down the line, you can send me an email. The email is in the description. I can send it to you. But with everything, I'm putting out a public disclaimer. I do not own any of the companies, but I've used them in the past and they've just done well for me. So thank you for watching this week's video. Come back next week. We're going to have fun. I'm going to be giving you the lessons that I've learned in the past 3 months. That's the second quarter of this year. See you next week. Bye.